Hello and welcome to another inspiring episode of Inspire Her, the program where we celebrate the spirit, the strength and success of women everywhere. I'm your host, Atinuke Odjenima, and you are watching the Achievement Channel, Nigeria's first and only 100% motivational TV station, broadcasting from the School of Eloquence Studio in Ikoyi, Lagos. Today's conversation is one that touches every woman's journey. The power of support systems, why every woman needs a circle. Behind every thriving woman, there is a circle of support, friends, mentors, sisters who cheer her on, catch her when she falls, and challenge her to rise higher. And I'm joined today by two phenomenal women. Charity Ikpoba. She is a seasoned estate surveyor and valuer with over 20 years of experience in the real estate sector, known for her expertise in market analysis and strategic insights that drive value for clients. As a dedicated professional and thought leader, she has contributed significantly to industry knowledge through her work and presentations while balancing her personal life as a happily married mother. Ebunoluwa Awoyem. She is also seasoned geoscientist with over 10 years of experience in the oil and gas industry, specializing in reservoir characterization, seismic data integration, and asset risk evaluation. As a dedicated professional and committed parent, she balances her demanding career with family responsibilities while also mentoring junior geoscientists and contributing to the growth of the industry. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you. The pleasure having me.
Nice having me around.
Thank you. So let's begin. When you hear the phrase support system, what does it mean to you?
Thank you very much. Support system, as it were. There is no matter it's an island, and a tree can certainly not make a forest, as we all know. And for you to strive well and good, you must have people around you that will help you drive your God-given potential and an aspiration. And in all of this, you need people, the gift of men around you. When I say men, not literally mean men as it were. I mean both male and female as God has created them. So in life, you need people in your circle that will help you achieve your God-given talent, skill, and all of that starts from the home front. First of all, your husband if you are married, and if you are not married, your parents, father, mother, uncle, siblings, all of these people are there to even help you chart your path in life. And I can say by the grace of God that I've enjoyed that. So support system are just people in your circle that help you achieve your God-given potential.
Fantastic. Thank you. How about you, Mrs. Ebun? What does it mean to you, support system?
Thank you. When I think of the phrase support system, it really boils down to the fact that no man can achieve anything in this life without having a set of people around. Be it your husband, your friend, your close family, sometimes your colleagues, sometimes your neighbors. It comes down to your neighbor. Even it can go as far as your gardener, your maid, your whoever.
You know your neighbor. Like when you are going out, you just tell your neighbor, "See, my children are at home, so just keep an eye on them for me,
exactly,
please."
Exactly. It can be as little
as that.
Yes. And then there are people that when you're at a point in your life, there are sometimes that you're at your low point. There are people that can grant you emotionally support. They can grant you advices.
So you're trying to say that support is not just physical but
yes,
even emotional, psychological,
financial support. Exactly. So
and all of these things makes support system.
Yes. Exactly. There are sometimes that you just need somebody to talk to. You don't look at it and say, okay, who can I talk to? So it might not necessarily be your husband. It might necessarily just be maybe your child, and then talk your heart out. This is what I'm feeling. And then the child can say something as little as just take a cup of water and drink, relax. It's a support system too. So that's just.
So now, who makes up your personal circle? And why are they important?
My personal circle starts from my home front.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
My husband, my children, my siblings, and I have a fantastic set of people around me. Then when you now talk about my place of work, my colleagues, my bosses, all these people had actually shaped who I have become today, because God had placed them around me. And when I talk about, she was talking about emotionally people you could talk to, I would say I'm a part of a Pentecostal church that we are more or less like a family. I go, anytime, as I'm here now, before coming, I've even told her that I'm going somewhere. And she was like, what is happening there? And I've told her that this and they want me here and I'm going there. So I have, on my own, I think I'm an open-minded person. I could relate with people irrespective of where you drop me. I keep telling people, if you take me to a desert, I will multiply myself. That means I know how to go into people. Not necessarily people that will help me achieve, not just any kind of persons anyway. So people that will help me. If I'm not getting value, certainly you won't be in my circle. I am not selfish. When I say value,
we're going to come to that.
Yes.
We're going to come to that. I only wanted us to identify, who our personal circle members are and why they are important. So now we'll get to that point where we'll be talking about, the benefits of support, of your support system, of your support circle, because there's a benefit. Yes, we'll get there. So Ms. Ebun, please, could you just also share with me who your personal circle members are and why are they important?
Starting with why they are very important is sometimes
personal circle.
Yes, sometimes you need honest feedback. And then you ask yourself, am I doing this well? And then the next person you look at is, ask her, Ebunoluwa, is Ebunoluwa doing this? And then by the time the person is answering you, you tend to look at it that, okay, this is where I need to buckle up. This is where I need to move a bit and adjust. And then going back to the fact that who are your personal,
who are these kind of people who can tell you the truth that you want.
First and foremost, your husband.
Well, you said for those that are married, not necessarily, but in your own case. So
Yes, I'm happily married.
Yes, because some people are closer to their sisters than their husbands.
Yeah,
some people are closer to their mothers than their spouses.
Yes, I agree with it.
Just say that.
So maybe for me,
in your own case, I'm also in my own case.
Yes,
if my parents want to get through to me, it's through my husband. They know,
exactly.
Yes,
so just speak.
Then my mom. Yes, my mom, my dad. There are some times that I just want to talk. I call my dad and say, Daddy, this is it and this is it. And then going after that, my sisters, my siblings, yes, we have that close connection. In fact, as a matter of fact, we talk every day.
Whoa.
Every day. And
I want to be like you.
that is
what born are you?
What
born are you? Are you the first child?
Yes, I'm the first.
Oh, whoa. Your leadership is fantastic.
Thank you for that. But irrespective of that, we talk every day. And then the thing is, by the time we don't talk every day, and then tomorrow we don't talk, there's something wrong. We are looking for each other.
Guys?
We are 4.
4.
Yes.
Wow.
We are looking for each other. And moving on to some close colleagues. Not everybody at work are your friends. Some are just acquaintances. Some 1, 2 that can share honest feedback with, and then encouragement in times that you need them. And I think that's just about it.
Personal circle, and in putting that to the table, and some is not even within their friends, it's not within their family, their personal circle. It's not within their spouse or children. Oh no, maybe for us now, I'm thinking our children could still be young, and there's some deep things we go through that we don't want to burden them on, right? Yes. But maybe for our parents now, maybe if we had older mentees, so they could mentors, so they could say they would talk to people like us. You get what I'm saying? Like my mom could say, "Oh, I'm in a personal circle," or she could call Atinuke to speak with her. But for some also is within their friends. But the thing is, to answer the question of why are they important, it also depends on the value they bring.
Yes, they bring
to the table. We'll get there. So because when it comes to your personal circle, it doesn't have to be sentimental.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
So it's about connection. It's about who you connect with, who understands you, right? And you understand the person. There should be, you know, a mutual understanding.
Yes.
Awesome. Now, can you share a moment when your circle helped you through a major life career move, or take a tough decision, or helped you through a tough season? A real life example. Because, you know, one of the things we want to achieve with the show is to ensure that our viewers can relate with our stories, and they can possibly also get genuine ideas on how they too can navigate their own path.
Okay. Sincerely, growing up, I wanted to be a lawyer. But for some reason, after secondary school, you know, you were just at home, and an uncle of ours just came and said, "Come, what are you doing at home?" I said, "I just finished. I'm at home." He said, "And you are not doing anything. Instead of you staying at home, why don't you just go and learn something?" I'll just, unlike now that people with skill are really making it big, I just told him that, "No, uncle, no, me, I don't want to learn work." And the next thing, the man said, "You know what? Instead of you staying at home," I remember I lost my mom quite early. My grandmom, that's our first son, was like, "Come, go and work somewhere." And when I got to that place as a front desk assistant, I was there working. And I remember my bosses then, they were like, "This girl, you can't just be staying here. You need to do something. And we want you to study." You know, I am a real estate consultant now. It was one of my boss then that told me that, "Which lawyer? I don't want you to be a lawyer. Go and study estate management." And that was how I found myself studying estate management. You can imagine one of them. Up till now, I still relate. If I have difficulties along the line of my career, it will still be the one that I refer to. I call him often and we discuss. He will even be the one to tell me, "Do this, do that." You understand? He was even the one that said, "Come, Charity, you need to go and read books, things that I need." Even with money, they actually encourage me, even when my parents are there supporting. But he was there, you know, like a mentor. He's still my mentor till date, because I still make recourse to him for anything concerning my profession, even home front, because he had grew to now become like a father that I look up to. So it starts from there.
So what difference did that particular support do to you at that time? I mean, and how I wish really that we could use a very recent, you know.
Okay, can I still talk about a recent issue? I can say I have a lot, because I will say God had blessed me.
What you just mentioned now, I'll put that under career guidance.
Career guide.
Yes.
Career guide. Okay. At the point of, you know, sometimes my children, I need to take a decision on how, you know, are they going to school here or they need to go. I remember I call her auntie. I just said, "Auntie, these children," and according to her then, she just told me, "No, they are too young to send abroad. Why don't you allow your children to grow with you? We still have good schools around here that they can attend." You know, I took that decision. I listened to, you know, it's something that we discuss at home. I discussed with my husband. We had to change our mind and allow them to also have a feel more of our culture before leaving. You know, a whole lot of that. Career wise, I have a whole lot of mentees around me. And maritally, I have people I could relate to. You know, when you are losing it sometimes, it's usually not rosy all the time. Absolutely. But you still need someone around.
We need people around us, not even just someone. Please kindly share your own relatable story with us, please.
Okay. There was a day I was sitting down in the office and I was lost in thought. And then a colleague of my friend, she came up and said, "What is wrong with you?" And I told her that I just feel like I've been doing the same thing over and over again.
This is at work, right?
Yes, exactly. That I think at this point I need a bit of transition. And then she came up and said, "I'm doing this program. Why not let us do it together?" And that was it. So at that point in time, I had to start, at the point it got a little bit overwhelming, because balancing your personal issues, balancing the home front, balancing work itself.
It really could be overwhelming.
Yes, it got very overwhelming. But with the support of some friends, words of encouragement, I could really relate with it, and it helped me to transition easily. That by the time I look back, and then by the time I finished the program and look back, because I always had to quit at the point, but
don't do that. Don't do that. Yes.
Yeah, so
no, it's okay. We're Africans, and it's very okay. Let's normalize some certain things. It's okay when our native language flows into. I mean, makes us unique. So feel free. They'll subtitle it.
Okay. So at that point, it's really all their support came in handy, and it helped me transition easily. Awesome. These are, and I know that there are so many. You guys were able to only quickly relate that of work, but I know that there are other personal issues that you look at an issue in particular and you ask yourself, who can I speak with? Who can help at this point in time? Yes, exactly.
Someone who is equipped, who has the capacity to give you moral support, may not have the capacity to give you the financial support.
Yes,
and when we even say financial support, doesn't even necessarily mean give you money, but help you to make a good financial decision. Move. Yes. So I mean, I celebrate you people. I celebrate you both. Well done. Okay, so it's amazing how the right people at the right time can truly change our paths. It's really amazing. The right people at the right time, how they can, like you both said now, right? The uncle at that time, the boss at that time, right? Then that colleague that helped you to stay true so that you don't quit on the program. I mean, it's amazing. And like I was saying also that each situation, each issue determines who we speak with, right? So let me quickly share a particular. There was a time like that I was bothered about my husband, and because it had to be about him, I couldn't share with him. So I had to go share. So I was thinking, who can I share? Because my husband is a private person. He's a very private person. Like, don't take our matters anywhere. So I had to really critically think that who within my circle, and let's quickly say that our pastors are trying. They are trying. Sometimes we just call them, in confidential matters, and and we prayed together, right? And those are the kind of support that are in our circle. Okay. So building a strong circle isn't always easy. Right? So how did you go about having those people as your own personal support circle?
I would say, you have to, there should be a level of trust before you bring them into your circle.
Fantastic. A level of trust. And it's very important that we have trust in that relationship. That was why I cited the example of, our pastors are trying because to some extent, we trust them. Please go ahead so that Ms. Ebutu can also share with us.
Okay. There will be a level of trust for you to allow someone into your circle. For me, you must be someone that have, a bit of, I will have confidence in you as a person. And also, that level of trust should be something that I don't want to share my personal issue with you, and the next thing I will hear from another person. So because of that, I try to, you know, I filter the kind of people that I deal with. Sincerely, you must be someone that I trust, because my kind of person, maybe because of, and thank God I've been able to manage that, I get irritated with a little. So because of that, I keep to myself most of the time. So if I have to talk to you, maybe I have actually seen that this person, what
sharing this with,
my information
fantastic
with.
Wow. And I think for every kind of relationship, trust is very, very essential. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll talk about core values. Yeah, because for you to be able to, there's an adage that says two birds flock together.
Oh, you mean shared values. Shared values.
So you must have the same mindset.
Yes.
Like, and then for, like she said, trust. For someone to be
part of the values.
Trust is very, very essential.
Which both parties must have.
Yes, there must not be any sense of betrayal. Not one, not two, the trust must be top notch. And then I think they cover shared values too.
Awesome. I totally agree. I totally agree. And have you also ever faced challenges, you know, like outgrowing old friendships, struggling to find mentors, or dealing with unsupportive relationships?
You know, I started by saying I'm someone that a very open-minded person, and I can relate with anybody. I've had friendship that I've dated 35 years of my life, and we're still together. We still connect very well. And for you to be in my circle that long, it means you are just, that level of trust, like she said, that values are there. And both of us, we are like minds, because if we don't have that like mind, I don't think it will be possible.
So in your own particular case now, you've really not had such challenges that you outgrow from day one. You know what you want, you know the kind of people you invest in, and you go for it. Have you? Because you know, life is all about discovery. You know, so there's a level of discovery you get to that you find out that, you know, that
this person cannot move with you.
Move with you. Have you experienced that?
Maybe at one point or another, but it's just about you questioning the type of sincerity you would have shared, the talks that you've had over the years, and then you see that whatever this person is doing cannot just flow with me, and then it's better to drop it and then move on.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. We'll come back and we'll treat it properly.
Yeah.
Eloquence focuses attention on the message and the audience.
I found it very interesting, exciting, educative.
It was very beneficial.
Definitely would learn a lot, a whole lot.
Thank you. The delivery was second to none.
Speak with power.
Speak with power.
Speak with power.
Welcome back, and thank you for all the conversations that we've had earlier. So what very interesting to me, which I would like us to, you know, to wrap up nicely, is about shared values, you know, what you mentioned the other time. And part of these shared values, like you also mentioned, was trust. So we really cannot bring people into what we also call, this support system is also what we call your inner caucus.
Yes, exactly.
Right? So bring people close to you to say, okay, this was I can confide them. And trust is earned. That's what you were trying to say the other time, that you must have earned it. You must have shown that, you know, I can confide in you. And when we also expect this from people, we should also be an example of what we expect from others. Good conversations that we're having, and I'm excited to also know that some relationships, at what point in time, you know, we realize that some relationships are no longer working, right? Yeah. She said, I'm trying to do a quick recap of what she said while we're going now, right? About it really never happened to you. But hey, the truth about life is that, and I need to say this, that life is in phases. Right? And so we discover ourselves. We're on a journey of self-discovery, even up until when we die. You see, you'll be getting to know some things about yourself. You used to like some certain things, and at a point in your time, you no longer like those things. And there were friends that you had at that time that liked those things with you, or mentors that coached you at a particular level, or mentored at a particular level, or a coach that coached you at a particular level. They may not be also the ones to take you to the next level, or to the next point, or to the next place that you are going through. But have you also ever experienced anything like that, and because of work, you know, that you feel, okay, I need to exit this relationship? And how did you exit such relationship, such support system that has served you before? Have you ever? But it's okay if you've not. I mean, we can't share what we've not experienced.
Exactly.
So if you've not experienced that, it's okay. We can let it slide. But I believe that there's a way to manage relationships that we have outgrown.
No, sometimes, you know, it is possible that we might not be doing the same thing now, but that does not mean that they are actually out of the way.
I like that.
Yes, we are not doing the same thing. I have a friend that we've been together in the last 35 years of my life, and we are still together. She's a grandmother. I am not a grandmother. She's doing her own business. She had a part of business, and she's doing well for herself. You know, my secondary school friend that we've been together in the last 35 years, we still relate very well. We are not doing the same thing, but she's not locked out completely.
I get what you're trying to say. That is to say, you know, even when you're growing, you know the point where to bring them in and when to bring them in, even though you are growing, but not to outrightly cut them off, which I think is wise.
Yeah.
Which I think is wise. That's a good one. Now, for women watching who feel isolated or disconnected, you know, what practical steps can they take to start building their own circle of support?
Okay, like I said earlier, I have an open mind. You can relate with people. It is what you give that you get. So if you don't allow people to come in, they will not come. Just the way you feel that, no, this person can, I don't want this, they also don't need you. So you have to be open-minded, be positive. You know, you must give positive energy to get positive energy. So try to, you know, allow people come into you, the ones that you feel will add value to you. It is not just, I don't open my door to everybody. If you are close to me, that means there is a kind of mutual, you know, benefit that we are both getting from one another. But sometimes it is not also all relationship that will yield maybe values or results.
Yes, true.
But then you need to also get to the point that you lock some out and you open for some. Be willing to put people in your own circle, because you also need to mentor people now. People mentored you, they mentored others too.
So in a nutshell, be open.
Be open.
Yeah, and be an example.
And be an example of what you want.
Awesome. I was also thinking that you know, building for women who are feeling isolated, who are feeling lonely, right, and they need to build their own support system. Number one is identifying what particular need that you want. So if it's an emotional need, you know, you don't go to talk to a friend who will just say it to you bagam the way it is and lacks emotional intelligence, even though what they are saying is solid, right? But then you just need someone who is a little bit more understanding or more compassionate, right? So number one is to find the need. Number two, finding the need actually also say that that it could be financial, like we said, it could be emotional, it could be psychological, it could be physical. Yes, it could be physical. Yeah, physical, whatsoever the need is. Number one, I would suggest that, you know, they find out what the need is. Number two is to also identify, this is to buttress your point too, who they are. Because you will understand, if you understand who you are, then you understand who you need and who you can allow, who you can tolerate. Because nobody is perfect. Because even those people in your inner circle will have their strengths and weaknesses. So one slight issue or mistake, you won't just discard them, you know, and to be more tolerating. I think that, I mean, for the purpose of this conversation, if we're able to do those three things. So, and knowing who you are too is also to know what your own set of values are. So if you're an honest person, straightforward person, you know, so you know that you need people who would appreciate those values in you. In your conclusion to support system, what would you say? What would you say? Suggestion, opinion, advice, you know, from your own experience, what would you say?
Okay. I would say that we should learn to also embrace change, give positive energy, because that is exactly what they will give back to you. Then, and also ward away all kinds of negativity. You know, sometimes you know, some people can be very negative. When you are even telling them that do this, they keep telling, no, it will not work. All those kind of people that are negative, you don't need them around you. It is people, and also be willing to accept, you know, accountability partner. We all need it. Otherwise, you think you're doing the right thing, and people will just be looking at you that this person is not doing the right thing. You need that accountability partner that will say to your face, you are not doing the right thing. So in order for you to have good people around you, also be willing to take instruction. You know, be willing to take instruction, and on your own, be honest, be truth to people, because you can only get what you aspire. When you see people, celebrate others. You know, some people don't know how to celebrate others. Celebrate others, and what you like, aspire to have it. Don't just try to put other people's down. If you want people to be in your circle, you have to be good yourself and be true to yourself. Have accountability partner that will say to your face, this thing that you are doing is not okay. Take instructions. And when you do that, people are willing. Embrace other opinions. You know, some people don't want to hear me kind of person.
So, and so in a nutshell, is
be open to people
and be willing to receive feedback, whether good or bad. Thank you so very much. So, I mean, what would be your suggestion, your opinion, your advice, you know, whatever thing what would you say, encouragement, you know, to people around the area of, you know, women having support system around them?
I think the first way I will start with having people that you're accountable to, that can give you honest feedback, concrete corrections where need be. And then for moments where you need encouragement, because not everybody will give you the same words of encouragement. You have that same set of people that you can walk to and say, this is how I feel. And I think they should be able to give you that support, good support system. And then at times when you need to make decisions, there are some people that not everybody will give you that honest decision. And then you should be able to be open-minded.
Awesome.
Irrespective of.
So from the conversation now, I've heard a lot of being open-minded.
You should be
open-minded. To be open-minded, I think is good to say, and is for people to know that whatsoever thing that you're going through, whatsoever thing that you need, people are around there to serve you, to support you. Exactly. Just like you too, you're also around people, to support them and serve them. There's something I always say, that that God has not made us to live life alone. God has not made us, exactly. And there's this popular thing I always say also, that we've all got one wings, that the best way to fly is to hold one another. And holding one another is that support that we need. And this support, we need it at different phases of our lives. We need it at different seasons of our lives. And we need it at different areas of our lives. Sometimes it could be relationship, sometimes it could be academics, you are running a program. Sometimes it could be
marital,
marriage, financial, and many other. It could be even our health, and many other areas of our lives. And one thing very key that we've also said that should be very crucial is having shared values. Whatsoever that value is to you, because values are personal, right? So but ensure that you have a circle of friends where you uphold same or similar values, right? So that you can truly and really support one another in a very impactful manner. I think that's it, because as women we do a lot. We are mothers, we are aunties, we are children. We are children to our parents, we are friends, but then, so how do we juggle all of this is the reason why we're talking about support system today. Thank you so very much for coming. It's my pleasure. I hope you had a good time on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Today, we've seen the success isn't a solo journey. It's powered by the love, encouragement, and wisdom of the people we surround ourselves with. Choose your circle wisely and be that support for others too. And thank you, our viewers, for spending time with us today on Inspire Her, only on the Achievement Channel. Let's continue this important dialogue. Follow us at Achievement Channel on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter or X or YouTube for more inspiring content and updates. Use the hashtag We See Possibilities and share your thoughts on the power of support systems. Until next time, keep building, keep believing, and keep inspiring.